When I first saw the trailers for The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, I thought it could only go one of two ways. It could either be a really fun Nick Cage movie, or it could be a really bad Nick Cage movie. Let's find out which one it is. So The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is a story about Nick Cage, who plays himself, and he finds himself in a very dire situation. He's in debt with some people. He's getting locked out of his hotel room, and so he has to take up a gig to attend a billionaire or millionaire's birthday party, which he was reluctant about at first, but push comes to shove, he accepts the offer. He goes to this island and hangs out with this billionaire who he thinks is just going to be some weirdo, and it turns out this might be one of his best friends ever. And I'll leave it at that. The trailer like half sold me. I remember, like I said at the beginning, this was either going to go really poorly or this was going to go really right. It was, it was just a crazy enough of a concept to be like, this could just be so cringy and bad, or this could just be so weird, off the wall, fun and great. It could be one of the best things this year. And I'm here to tell you, this movie is really good. I found myself enjoying this movie quite a lot. It is not perfect, and it definitely has a lot of flaws to it, but I was laughing and smiling throughout the whole thing. So the two big things that, kept me like into this movie are the performances of Nicolas Cage as himself and Pedro Pascal as Javi Gutierrez. And Javi is just this eccentric guy who's got a lot of money and is a big Nicolas Cage fan, and that is a great way to just get the ball rolling. The plot is very thin here. It's essentially, I kind of covered it already, and I don't want to spoil too much, but like once you get to the island, and we get a lot of some of the backstory of this fictional version of Nick Cage out of the way, I think that's when the film picks up and gets going. Because to start the movie, we get the family drama, we get some of his issues and what's going on. But and I was not really feeling that at the beginning. I was like, oh boy, here we go. This is kind of starting off a bit slow, but once he gets to the island, it takes off from there. And this friendship he strikes up with the character played by Pedro Pascal is incredible. Anytime these two are on screen, I was just smiling and giggling, and the theater that I got to see this with in advance seemed to really enjoy their chemistry, especially, and just this film all overall. Sure, you get like somebody like Tiffany Haddish who comes in and she's got a nice little fun part. And I like Tiffany Haddish. I wish she would have gotten some more, screen time in the movie. What she's used for in the film serves its purpose, and they move on from it, essentially. So it is what it is. As well as another actor named Ike Barinholtz. You've probably seen him in a bunch of stuff, but he's also in the movie. Not a whole ton, but he serves his purpose, and they move on from him. And, they don't really dwell on a whole lot of stuff. They are really focused on this friendship between Nicolas Cage and Javi. And, as ridiculous as this film gets, that is when it's all humming. I've said that like 5 times. I think you could go in expecting that to at least deliver. I think there should be no reason that you should not find that enjoyable. Well, again, everybody's into what they're into, and maybe you won't like this. I don't know. But for me, it sells it. Now, so let's talk about some of the stuff that just didn't quite work. They do kind of, it's still a movie where they kind of need a story, and that story isn't the greatest or strongest story ever. You get your setup, which gets us Nick Cage where he needs to be for the fun stuff with him and Javi, but then they also got this this background stuff of what's Javi's, true intentions, what's, actually going on this island with Javi's family and his business, and, there's all sorts of, stuff that kind of throw in there, which, take or leave, whatever. It doesn't make or break the experience I had with this movie, but it's definitely not, so strong to where I'd be like, it's what made the movie, and it's definitely not weak enough to make me hate the movie. It's just kind of there, and you're kind of watching all this stuff unfold, and it's, the stakes aren't like as dire as you feel like they could be while they try to set that up. It's more so, like, yeah, we know that all this stuff happening is a little far-fetched, or is maybe even cliche at times, and they try to make commentary, and they try to skirt that line of also being very self-aware of all that stuff too, which works at times and doesn't work at times. And it is what it is. But at the end of the day, the main thing was how much fun I had watching this. When I go see it again, maybe. I definitely would go see this with a group of friends. I don't know if I'd go by myself again to see it, but I've already seen they released an official clip from the movie. I think they might have done a couple, but one of my favorite bits of the whole movie they put out, and it's just the Paddington 2 clip. If you get a chance, I'm not going to give you any context for it. Either watch that clip, and if that doesn't sell you on going to see this movie, I don't know what else will. But just that clip alone, I remember sitting in the theater, and when that joke and that payoff happened, it was just, oh, my sides hurt from laughing so hard. It was great. And I think if you go out and you find that clip and you check it out, and if you laugh at it, this might be a movie for you. If you don't find that funny, then maybe this movie won't be for you. I know that's a weird, kind of ground to stand on, but hey, it is what it is. So yeah, I'm giving The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent a solid B. Look, I think the chemistry of Pedro Pascal and Nicolas Cage is all that matters to me with this movie, pretty much. There's a lot of, like I said, all the great jokes, a lot of the references to Nicolas Cage's other films is a lot of fun. So if you've seen any or all of his old films, you are going to be, in the know. And because there's a couple films, I'll admit, I've never seen of Nick Cage's, but even then, I found all the references fun because I definitely have seen a handful of Nicolas Cage movies and actually enjoy most of Nick Cage's movies. And I like that he at least, played this version of himself where he's, kind of aware of how crazy some of his roles have been and how he's acted in them, and might have even been over the top at times. But I think there is still enough heart and genuine attachment to Nicolas Cage and what he's done in the past and how he feels about his body of work, which I think is actually really cool and interesting. And I think definitely adds another strength to this really fun movie. And yeah, guys, I give this, that endorsement. And what do you guys think? Is this something you guys are interested in seeing? Leave your comments down below. Comes out this week. I'm very excited to hear what other people think about this. If you could, guys, leave a like on this video, if you could hit that subscribe button, as well as that little notification bell. Whenever I drop new videos, you'll be notified. It's greatly appreciated over here on my end. So yeah, guys, I was really thinking I'd have to do double, a back-to-back with this and The Northman on Thursday night. But luckily, they showed this film like a week in advance. They showed this last Saturday, and I'm finally getting around to doing my review for it. I'm so glad. This one last thing. So the next one I'm going to do is The Northman, and I might be doing that one right when I get out of the theater. I don't know yet. We'll see how that goes because I'm going on vacation this weekend, and I'm very excited about that. So until the next review, which should be The Northman, and I'm very excited about The Northman, I guess I'll catch you guys next time.